Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. My name is Hunter Foreman. I'll be the pilot for this smooth ride today. Expect nothing but good vibes for your entire flight, so don't strap in and enjoy the ride on Flight 96.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever live on camera. Well, not on camera, because if you're hearing this from the audio version, you're just listening regularly. But right now, I am live on my personal Twitter at @HunterForeman. And today, for Flight 96, like I promised, every new episodes every week, we're going to be talking about friends and family. Or excuse me, friendships and unity. I can't believe I messed up my own intro, but it's okay. Friendships and unity. There's different types of relationships and there's different types of friendships. Friends, in my personal opinion, can be family. Sometimes our friends are the family that we wish we had. And sometimes we have difficulty with our own family. We may feel, misunderstood, judged, ridiculed, or even ignored. In that case, my friends fill in for what is not provided for my family. No disrespect to any of my family members, because my family members are very supportive in everything that I do. So let me ask y'all a question. People who are, watching me right now, what does friendship mean to you? What does friendship mean to you, and why is it so important, or why is it not as important? Friendship's important to me because of these three reasons. One, like I just previously stated, they fill in the void, what is not provided for the family. There's certain things that you really can't do with your family, and that's completely understandable. I mean, sometimes you can go with your cousins and go with your mom, but to me, it's kind of weird if you go to the bar with your mom and try to pick up girls or something like that. I think that's personally weird. I don't know about y'all. It's personally weird for me, because that's something that you wouldn't do with your mom. You want to be in a respectful manner. You want to be be respectful while around your mom, but around your friends, you could be as disrespectful as you possibly can. So you always have to differentiate family and friends. Although it's a very somewhat thin line, but that sometimes gets blurred, and that's not our fault. It just happens. But you always have to learn the difference between family and friends. You will always have friends, no matter what. Anybody who's listening right now, who's ever had problems making friends or being social or any kind of like that, you have friends, whether you like it or not. You have friends. You will always have friends. Whether you have so much in common with them or you have little in common with them, you will always have friends. I was a shy kid when I was in elementary school and middle school. So it was really hard for me to just branch out. I think I really broke out when I went to high school. Cause at that point I started to learn who I really was and learn who I am as a person and really what kind of friends I want to surround myself with. So that came a little bit more difficult for me. Another big point that I do want to make, and I want to touch on this a little bit. Your friends reflect on what kind of person you are. So if your friends are caring and if your friends are caring and very approachable, that means you're approachable. You surround yourself with similar people. That's what friends are, kind of, right? Friends are kind of people who are similar to you and you like being in their presence. So my thing is this: one loyal friend is worth 10,000 relatives. Let me repeat that. One loyal friend is worth 10,000 relatives, because the relatives are going to be your relatives whether you like it or not. That loyal friend may not be your friend for whatever. See, big difference between family and friends is that family is literally going to be there at all times. Whether you hate them, whether you love them, whether you don't talk to them, whether you just had a fight with them, maybe a fist fight or just a verbal back and forth, they're always going to be there for you. But the scary part about having friends is that friends can be gone like that. And that's scary. That's very scary. I've been in instances where I've been really close, like almost like brother and sister, or brother and brother with somebody, and it was an amazing friendship, and then all of a sudden it was gone. It's like I don't know the person anymore, and that hurts for a little bit. But sometimes, your path that is made for you. Sometimes people come in, stay for a little while, and then come out. Your life is. I want people who are listening to think that life is not a revolving door. Your life is not a revolving door. People should respect, if you're going to come into somebody else's life, you need to understand that if you're going to stay there, stay there. If you're not, get out. We're not doing this in and out thing. And I need everybody to if you have a friend that you're on the rocks with, tell them. Give them it's not necessarily giving them an ultimatum. It's like you're saying, like, listen, I want you to be in my life. I want you to want to be in my life. But if you're going to keep bouncing in and out, what are we doing here for? What is the problem here for? Back to that quote, one loyal friend is worth 10,000 relatives. Loyalty is big for me. I don't know if it is for y'all, but loyalty is very, very big for me. It's like, I'm very loyal to my friends. If any of my friends that are in this live right now can tell you that I'm a very loyal person. I will always be there for you. Once we're friends, I'm always going to be there unless you give me a reason not to like you or want to be around you or even respect you. But some people take that loyalty for kindness and you being naive. I'm a naive person. So I used to be a naive person, excuse me. I don't fall for the trickery anymore. I try to understand the situation that I'm in at all times and think of, if this is a good situation that I'm in. Friend-wise, if I'm going to become friends with somebody and, they seem kind of sketchy, and I don't feel like hanging out with them, peace. I don't want me having to second guess why I'm going to be your friend. I'd rather just be your friend based off of right there. Like there's people that I know that are and I can't even believe I just messed up on my own first live. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back to the point. Let's move on to the next point. Friendships can take you a long way. Sorry for the mishap. Friendships can take you a long way. Now, friendships can take you a long way, and relationships can take you a long way. Relationships is where, say you want to get this job, right? And you know somebody that works, at the place that you want to get a job at, and they help you get that job. That's something that can take you a long way. Friendships also can take you a long way by having, less rewarding. Do you remember you preached for me for 10 minutes about how life on the... Yeah, because people don't understand that, like, you only get one go round. Carly, thank you for telling that. You only get one go round. And you can't sit there and focus on bullshit. You can't. You really can't, because if you have one person that's bothering you and it's really messing up your mental or your psyche, and it's messing up your everyday no, that person needs to go. No, it was cute. It helped. I was having a bad. Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. I try to, as much as possible, I try to give as much wisdom to people. Hunter's wise beyond his years. I think I said that right. Thanks. Thanks, Dallas. You only again back to the point. You only get one go round, and your friends in this one go round have a significant role. I guarantee you. Let's do this. Let's say you have 5 friends, right? Let's say you got 5 friends. Those 5 friends have specific roles for what you want to do. One friend is always going to motivate you to do better. Another friend is always going to want to bring out the fun side in you, whether it's you guys go to a bar, or you guys go to a club, or you guys just go to a party or something like that. That friend has a specific role. Each friend has a specific role. I have friends that do multiple of these things. They bring out the fun side in me, and they motivate me. I have friends that sometimes do none. I have friends that I just genuinely like their company, and I like their conversation, and it's always interesting to speak to them. Like, I don't know if he's barely even on Twitter, but shout out to my guy Vince. And this is no disrespect to you, Vince, but I'm just using you as an example. I have a friend of Vince where he not necessarily, brings fun out in me, nor does he, motivate me. But the reason I fucks with Vince so much, and I call him one of my good friends, is because the conversation, the dialect, the communication between me and him is always good. Whether we talk about music, whether we talk about life, that kind of stuff always gets me. Always is good for me, because I just like having that positive energy around. That's another thing. There's another friend that just exerts and just releases positive energy, and that's what that person is in there for. Now, let's talk about gender specific friendships. Let's talk about girlfriends and bromances. Now, let's talk about the guys for a second. Let's talk about bromances. I know that sounds weird, but let's get to that. Bromances are like when one guy and one guy have so much in common that they're like, this person is awesome. We're buddies for life, right? I think girls, now this is just my observation, girls find teeny tiny things that they have in common, and then they just boom make a friendship cake out of it. They take like, oh, you have this ingredient, or you have this ingredient. Well, me too. I want that ingredient. I have this ingredient if you need that one. And just make a friendship cake out of this. That's the way I think that girls do, their thing. And male friendships and female friendships are 2 different things. Now, before I go any further, I've heard this multiple times from people. Yes, men can have female friends and females can have male friends. There's just a level of respect that comes with it. Now, I've been accused of this, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. But I've had female friends who were in relationships where their significant other didn't like them having female friends. And I've had to explain myself to where, like, we're cool. We're homies. You know what I'm saying? We do like a cool handshake. Like, listen, no, I'm not that kind of person. Never have I ever, and never will be. Like, you have to understand, like, that there's a sense of respect. There's a level of respect here that you have to take into consideration. You can have female and male friends. I have more female friends than male friends. That may seem weird to some people. That may seem really, really weird to some people, but it doesn't bother me. It doesn't change the way I act. I know how to act when I'm around my guy friends. I know how to act around when I'm with my female friends. Like, there's not even a difference, because my number one rule is I like to be myself at all times. But Female friendships can take you a long way. Let's get to this. Male and female friendships. Let's do this. Females, the girls who are watching this, or who are listening to this right now, you guys are the best possible wingmen ever. You have a female friend that you go out to a bar with. That's numbers. That's numbers. You could be getting numbers. This has happened to me before, where I've had female friends help me, give me tips and say, okay, maybe you should talk to that girl. Maybe you should talk to that girl. Or maybe I'll go smooth things over with this girl, and maybe you can come over here and get the save. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very beneficial. Guys, same way. A girl could be nervous to walk up to another dude, and a guy can just be like, "Oh, I'll go talk to him for you." You know what I'm saying? It's literally a two-way street. Y'all are helping each other. I don't understand why people think that males and females just can't be friends. We lit Mac fan. What's up, Logan? Y'all, matter of fact, y'all go check out Logan's episode on mine. It was one of the very first episodes. And shout out to all my friends, Hannah, Ariana. Shout out to all y'all joining in. Again, welcome to the first ever live on camera Flight 96 episode. This is very exciting. Now, back to the topic. Y'all can help each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, females can help males get girls. And what's going on, Ariana? And males can help females. It's both ways. Now, let's talk about males and females being friends while both sides are in a relationship, or while one side's in a relationship. Again, let's go back to that level of respect. There is a level of respect that you have to take into consideration. First things first, if your friend is in a relationship and that person is of the opposite sex of you, you have to understand that you're not going to be able to hang out with that person all the time like you would with a regular friend or a best friend or something like that. You're not going to be able to unless you know the boyfriend and y'all are all cool and y'all can just hang out in a triangle or whatever. Now, with females, it's a different ball game. Females who are friends with males who are in relationships. I'm sorry, ladies, I gotta say this. Y'all are just naturally jealous species. It happens. It's happened to the best of us. It's okay. What do you mean? Yeah, Ariana, don't even go there. Don't even go there. It's very true. Y'all are just jealous species, because when you are in a because when you're friends with a male friend who's in a relationship, that male's significant other is going to get mad because someone is stealing her man's time. That always happens. It doesn't matter if it's going to get mad. Like, okay, say you come home, right? You're in a relationship and you come home and you got done talking to your female friend, right? The link will be up tomorrow because you pronounced my name. I said Logan. What do you mean I pronounced your name funny? But what I mean by that is that, like, you come home, you're in a relationship, right? And you come home and you got done talking to your female friend, and you tell your lady that. It doesn't matter if she's gonna tell you that or show you it in her face. She's already mad because you were talking to other females. It happens all the time. It happens all the time, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you like it or not, it happens all the time. Because for some reason, when it comes to girls and their boyfriends having female friends, there's some type of like envy or like just meanness that brings it out of you, and it's just like, bro, like I'm not cheating on you, baby. I'm not cheating on you. Me and my homegirl been homies for years. Not one time have I tried anything with her. You have nothing to worry about. I'm about you. And that, my fellow brothers, is the correct way to handle that. Is that you let your significant other know that, listen, me and my female friend, we're just female friends. Or we're just friends. That's it. Platonic. That's it. There's nothing going on. I promise you. There's never, and there never will be. You just got to promise them that you're the number one. Now, it may suck because that, you may not be able to hang out with that friend for a while, but it's a sacrifice. Now, two single friends, the amount of fun that y'all can have is amazing. Like I said, whether it's going to the bars and trying to get numbers from everybody, that's the best thing about it. Like, having single female friends is the best thing for a dude. You have so many advantages over guys that don't have them and just have, just guy friends. Guy friends really don't have that. They can go over there and smooth talk, but they're gonna have their own agenda. Like, you and your guy friend may be looking at one girl and be like, dang, she's fine, man. It's like, but I don't know if I want to approach her. He's like, want me to go talk to her? That's where the guy friend makes 1 to 2 decisions, whether he is a good friend or, in other words, a shitty friend. And that's, he goes in, the shitty ways where he just goes in for himself and just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? What's up? What's going on? I thought I'd approach you. Or, yo, my friend's been looking at you. He's a little shy. Maybe you should go over there and talk to him. That's the best thing to do. If your guy friend, fellas, if your buddy goes over there and takes it for himself, get rid of him. Nah, bro, he's out of here. Like delete the man, delete the homeboy's number, all that, because those friends will take advantage of you and just use you as a stepping stone to get to where they need to be. It's wrong. And if you've been through that, I'm sorry. I haven't, but I've seen it happen. Now, we talked about friendships. We talked about relationships just a little bit. Now let's talk about unity. Now the famous saying is, united we stand, together we fall, which means ride or die, basically. We all got that ride or die. We maybe have 1, maybe 2 ride or dies, but we have that ride or die. You know that person that if you're stuck in a jam, boom, you can call them, because that's the person that you have labeled, that you've built that kind of rapport with that person. Now, when we get to when I tie this to unity, when y'all are both in a situation, when y'all both's backs are against the wall and y'all have to do something in order to get out of that corner or or accomplish that goal, either y'all are gonna stand up together, y'all gonna fall together. Y'all can't do one or the other. And my thing is this always goes back to the phrase that I just said: 1 loyal friend is worth 10,000 relatives, which means 1 loyal friend is worth 10,000 strangers. Now that may seem weird, but I'm gonna elaborate. You probably, people who are watching or people who are listening right now, can name that one person that if you were on if it was the zombie apocalypse, you could probably name 3 to 4 people that you would want on your team. If I'm lying, if I'm lying, I'm flying. You could probably name 3 to 4 people that aren't your family that you would want on your zombie apocalypse team, right? Well, you have to understand that one of them might buckle. One of them might buckle. And if one block falls, then the whole tower falls. You have to understand that there's always a weak link in that. There's always a weak link. There's always a person that is no matter how much you're pushing towards a goal or whatever you're trying to do as a unit, there's always that person who's going to trail behind just a little bit. Now, this is where leadership comes in, and you bring it back whole and you make it a unit. A good leader and a good person who is a leader of whatever unit you want to say is always going to pick up that weak link. Is always going to be an extra body, basically. Like, take the responsibility of an extra body. In case one falls, you got to keep going. There's always going to be that one tire that's going to go flat, but there's also going to be that one tire that's just rock solid and it's just going to keep going. I strive, and I think everybody should strive to be that one tire that keeps going and picks up the flat tire's slack. And that is very key in when it comes to unity and becoming everything. Now, there's also going to be times where that rock solid tire is just going to just start to deteriorate and just break down, and it's just not going to be what it is. And there's going to be that opportunity where that middleman, see, remember there's the strong one and there's the weak one, and then there's the middle guy. There's the middle guy, not the middle finger, but the middle guy. And he gets an opportunity for his glory. He takes the ball and he runs with it, and he becomes the new leader as he picks up the leader's slack and the flat tire slack and just keeps trucking. That's with any goal that you're trying to do. Whether you guys are trying to start like a YouTube channel. There's gonna be rules for each person. One's gonna start slacking. So when one starts slacking, somebody's got to be ready to take that slack. That's what a good leader does, and that's what a good unit does, is that they look out for each other. Checks and balances is a perfect way to describe this. Checks and balances, because while if everything is balanced and everything is moving accordingly, then we got a unit. If nothing's moving accordingly and somebody's slacking and no one's trying to help pick up that slack, we don't got a unit. We just got two people and a weak link. Two people can't save the world. There always has to be, it's always an odd number to me. I personally believe that. I always think an odd number of people can save the world, because if one falls flat, then there's always an extra person to take off. And that's where we're going to tie into the rap session of today. We're going to talk about my top 5 favorite rap groups, why I like these guys, and why I think they are together better as a unit, and why I think they are just personally my favorites. Number 1, if y'all know me, Pro Era. That's the collective of Joey Badass, CJ Fly, Nick Caution, Kirk Knight, Desi Hines, Rockamouth, Jack the Rhymer, Chuck Strangers. I can go on and on. There's at least 47 members in this entire thing, but all of them have a specific role. Why do I think that these guys are my favorite unit, my favorite group of all time, my favorite collective? Is because these guys not only shine by themselves, not only can do great things by themselves, but when they come together and they form the Pro Era Voltron, my 90s kids would understand that, the Pro Era Voltron, where they are just working as one unit, it comes out great music. I mean, if you go to the proera.com, they have a collective tape together called Peep the Apocalypse, and each person has their own moment to shine. I mean, whether it's just bars or chorus or singing, anything that you can possibly think of, they can shine by themselves and shine together. That's why I think that that's why I have them as my great. Now, where did they get that blueprint from? That goes to number 2. And that's the Wu-Tang Clan. You got Method Man, you got GZA, you got RZA, you got Capadonna, you got Raekwon, you got Ghostface Killer. Wait. ODB, you got there's so many. There's the Wu affiliates, there's the Killer Bees, there's everybody. There's 36 members in Wu-Tang Clan, and all of them have a specific role. Now, people who don't know who the Wu-Tang Clan is because all these groups that y'all love, all these groups that y'all love in rap, like Taylor Gang, like what is coming up, the Migos group, like guys like Rich the Kid, Quality Control QC. Those are more labels, and so is Pro Air and Wu-Tang. But where they got that blueprint from was the Wu-Tang Clan, because when they come together and they perform and they become the Wu-Tang Voltron. I'm gonna keep saying that because that sounds really cool. The Wu-Tang Voltron, they become like just lyrical like karate masters, man. They just like bars here, bars there. RZA comes in, long live 2012 OF. That's a great one. Logan, let's talk about Odd Future. Odd Future, to me, and this is a long stretch, is literally the modern day Wu-Tang Clan. You got the RZA of the group, which was Tyler, the Creator. You got the GZA of the group, which I think is Earl. You got Ghostface Killer, which is Domo Genesis. You got Haji, which is the Raekwon. I can go on and on. Frank Ocean. I mean, I don't know where I would actually put Frank Ocean as. If you guys know who Wu-Tang Clan is and Odd Future, if you want to do some comparisons, drop them below right now. But they are the modern day, because together they make great music like Analog. The OF tape, volume 1, I think that came out, 2008. They are necessarily like, they are the modern day Wu-Tang Clan to me. And it's crazy because they can spread apart and do great things together, but then they can come back and make beautiful music. Now, moving on to number 3, A Tribe Called Quest, Phife Dawg, rest in peace. One of my favorite rappers of all time. This is number 3 on this list. A Tribe Called Quest, Q-Tip, Ali Shaheed Muhammad, Phife Dawg, Jerobi White. These 4 men, and if I'm missing somebody, may the rap gods strike lightning on me. These guys created a sound and created a movement where it was cool to embrace your heritage, whether you're Mexican, whether you're black, whether you're white, it doesn't matter. These guys made it cool in hip hop to represent your heritage. You saw, if you go back and look at some old Tribe Called Quest concert footage, you see them wearing dashikis, you see them talking about the government. They were one of the forefathers of conscious rap. To me, they were. Mos Def comes to mind with that, but we're gonna get that's a whole different conversation. But Tribe Called Quest, these guys, you got Q-Tip, the I think the leader who comes in and talks about how he brings everybody together. He's the glue. Q-Tip is the glue. And then we got the lyrical wordsmith, the 5-foot assassin, the dynamite. Rest in peace, Phife Dawg. Phife Dawg was the guy where if you just give him a mic and you tell him to rap, he will exactly do that. He will rap, because Fife was like, running around, and he was kind of that guy that had Q-Tip had to kind of reel in, and and since then became, he's went on, and because he tragically died from his battle with diabetes, and it was really hard for that news, specifically me, because I'm a huge fan of Fife again. This to me, like, when these guys all come together and perform, and again, I'm gonna use that word again, create that tribe Voltron and work as a unit and come together, they have made classic records. I mean, I own Midnight Marauders on vinyl, and that's a treasure to me, because that's a classic album. I urge any of y'all to go to whatever streaming service that you have and go look up Midnight Marauders. It's a beautiful album because every person has a specific role and they do it so well, and that's when the unit starts to come together. And again, when you have all, this time it's only just 4 members. When you have all 4 members just on point tip all the time, Fife. Sorry. You have all 4 members working on all cylinders, 110%. They can't be stopped. A unit that literally has each individual person on 10 cannot be stopped. I don't care who you are. When every wheel is moving, it's aired, it's rolling. When everything is moving, a unit can't be stopped. It's like a runaway. It's a runaway train, just can't be stopped. Now, these last 2 are just duos, but I put them in this because they are a group, but they're like units. When they work together, it's beautiful. Number 4, I'm gonna go little way back for this one, and that's EPMD. EPMD was the duo of Eric Sermon and Parrish. Now, these guys they were one of the forefathers of what I like to call the Lox flow, the Jadakiss and Styles P flow, where it's just one rapper rapping literally one after the other, and it's like magic. It's just like, and then you got Parrish and Sermon are both on the beats, and when that comes together, beautiful. Now this last one kind of hits a lot of people home. This is Mobb Deep. Mobb Deep is, if you have a Mount Rushmore for New York rap, they would be on there. It's beautiful. Mobb Deep was one of those guys that, or is one of those duos that you can't have one without the other. You can't have Prodigy without Havoc. Unless it would just sound weird, unless that's just coming from me. When Prodigy died tragically last year, that hurt a lot of people in the hip hop community. Like, it really did. Like, it was one of those things where you're just like, damn, man. Like, I always wanted to hear one more Mobb Deep album, and I'm afraid if it exists, then it exists, because when it comes down to it, they're possibly duo-wise, just two, like them and Outkast, I think are neck and neck for the best duo in hip-hop history. Now, that brings, I know we kind of cut it short. It's only 38 minutes. Well, it says 40 on here, but 38 minutes I've been recording. I'm going to make a few announcements really quick. Again, Flight 96 will be on YouTube every week. Every week you will get an episode and it has a specific theme with it. Whether it's we're talking about, today we talked about friendship and unity. Let me run down these few points just in case if anybody has missed it, because I see more people are coming in and I'm kind of going through. Hi, Yvette. Y'all go check out her YouTube channel too. I'm gonna put her link in the description on the audio version, on YouTube, which will be up tomorrow. Go check her out. She's very entertaining. She's very funny. Let's go over the points. Friends can be family. Sometimes our friends are the family we wish we had. Sometimes we have difficult times with our family. We may feel understood, judged, ridiculed, or even ignored. In that case, our friends fill in the void for what is not provided by our own family. That's not in that, and I want y'all to know who have family issues and turn to their friends for that kind of support and that kind of love and that kind of care. It's okay. It's okay. I promise you, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that, because one day it's all going to come back together. That it may be separated for a little bit, but it's going to come back together. Just like we were talking about with the rap groups. They can the family, your family is probably off doing great things by themselves, but when they come back together for that unit, it's going to be beautiful. To people out there who have social anxiety and people who are afraid to talk to new people or meet new friends, you will always have friends. You're always going to have friends. You may not think you have them now, but I guarantee you do. Nobody. I personally believe that nobody is alone in this world. Ever. They will always have somebody that has their back. Always. Your friends reflect on what kind of person you are. If you have friends that care, very caring, and are very uplifting, then you are a very caring and uplifting kind of person. If you have friends that really don't care about anything and wish upon certain, just have negative energy, well, guess what? You're a person who has negative energy. And for me, my opinion, you need to change that. So, and again, one loyal friend is worth 10,000 relatives. That one piece of loyalty is just enough for you to survive thinking that you don't, it's just for you to survive thinking that you don't have anybody in this world, because you do, because that you always have that one loyal friend, that one that always has your back. Friendships can take you a long way. There's that saying that it depends on, it's not what you know, it's who you know. While part of that is very true. And that part that I'm talking about is, you may have a friend who works in high places and they can get you to those high places. And if I were you, whether it sounds messed up or not, whether you have, maybe if you step on anybody in the process, then so be it. But take that opportunity, because it's going to help you and it's going to make you a better person. And of course, the old saying, united we stand, together we fall. You always have to have four wheels going. But there's always that fifth wheel that's ready to go. You should have always that fifth wheel that's ready to go. It's just like a car. One goes out, you got that one that can bring in. It's like a basketball team. One of your star players is not doing so well. Boom, sub him in, and that guy's ready. So tell me, guys, comment on this live that's going to be posted sometime soon. Or that's going to be posted right after this. What does friendship mean to you, and what does unity mean to you? Now, today's song of the day, which I will post in a thread of this, is, I think, something that you need, is a song that I think everybody needs to listen to at least once. It's basically the message of, who your real friends are. And that's, and know who really supports you and who really wants to uplift you and who wants to just take you down. And that is J. Cole's Land of the Snakes. J. Cole's Land of the Snakes is the song of the day. I will post that in the thread of this Twitter and in the thread of this tweet, which this live will be contained. And yeah. So thank you guys for joining. Everybody who joined in on this historical occasion. I can't wait to. If y'all think I should do this again, please comment, whatever. Tell me if I should do this again, because this was fun to me. So, for me, love you too. For Hunter Foreman, this has been Flight 96 live. One love.